The Mindset Shift Presents. Audiobook The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. This book abstract is intended to provide just a glimpse of this wonderful book with the hope that you may like to read the original book at leisure and enjoy its real beauty. How this book can work miracles in your life. Miracles will happen to you, too, when you begin using the magic power of your subconscious mind. This book is designed to teach you that your habitual thinking and imagery mold, fashion, and create your destiny. For as a person thinketh in his subconscious mind, so is he. Why is one person sad and another person happy? Why is one person joyous and prosperous and another person poor and miserable? Why is one person fearful and anxious and another full of faith and confidence? Why is one person a great success and another an abject failure? Why is one person immensely popular and another unpopular? Why is one person genius in profession and another toils all life without doing anything worthwhile? Are there answers to these questions in the workings of your conscious and subconscious minds? There most certainly is. I urge you to study this book and apply the techniques it outlines. I am absolutely convinced that you will lay hold of a miracle working power that will lift you up from confusion, misery, melancholy, and failure. It will solve your difficulties, sever you from emotional and physical bondage, and provide freedom, happiness, and peace of mind. This miracle working power of your subconscious mind can heal you of your sickness, making you vital and strong again. Many years ago I managed to cure myself of a malignancy called a sarcoma by using the healing power of subconscious mind. Wonders happen when we pray effectively. Scientific prayer is a harmonious interaction of the conscious and subconscious levels of mind scientifically directed towards a specific purpose. This book will teach you the scientific way to tap the realm of infinite power within you, enabling you to get what you want in life. Be sure to read this book several times. Learn the simple techniques of impressing the subconscious mind. Do you know how to pray effectively? Do you pray as a part of everyday activities? Certainly, prayer is an ever-present help in time of trouble. People who are in trouble have difficulty in thinking and acting reasonably. Their problems overwhelm them and block their ability to listen and understand. They need an easy formula to follow, an obviously workable pattern that is simple and specific. Unique features of this book. The unique feature of this book is its down-to-earth practicality. The book explains why you often get the opposite of what you prayed for. Prayers are not answered based on things you believe in. It happens when individual's subconscious mind responds to a mental picture or thought in his mind. Chapter 1: The Treasure House Within You. You have infinite riches within your reach. Open your eyes to their presence within you. A magnetized specimen of iron will lift about 12 times its weight. A demagnetized one won't lift even a feather. Likewise, there are magnetized confident people and demagnetized are full of doubts and fears. The Master Secret of the Ages. This secret is the marvelous, miracle-working power is found in your own subconscious mind. This is the last place most people would look for it, which is the reason so few ever find it. The marvelous power of your subconscious. Once you learn to contact and release the hidden power of your subconscious mind, you can bring into your life more power, more wealth, more health, more happiness, and more joy. You do not need to acquire this power. You already possess it. But you will have to learn how to use it in all departments of your life. Within your subconscious depths lie infinite wisdom, infinite power, an infinite supply of all that is necessary. If you begin now to recognize these potentialities of your deeper mind, they will take form in the world without. Provided you are open-minded and receptive, the infinite intelligence within your subconscious mind can reveal to you everything you need to know at every moment of time and point of space. You can receive new thoughts and ideas, bring forth new inventions, make new discoveries, and create new works of art. Through this power you can attract the ideal companion, as well as right business partner. It can show you how to get all the money you need and give you financial freedom. Within your subconscious mind you will find solution for every problem and the cause for every effect. There is a miraculous curative force in your subconscious that can heal the troubled mind and the broken heart. Necessity of a working basis. If you want to make progress in any field of endeavor, there is an essential first step of understanding its principles. It is a universal truth that whatever you impress on your subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of space as condition, experience, and event. Your subconscious mind works according to the law of belief. You must know what belief is, why it works, and how it works. The law of your mind is the law of belief. Believe in the belief itself. Your prayer is answered according to the universal law of action and reaction. Thought is incipient action. The reaction is the response from your subconscious mind that corresponds to the nature of your thought. Fill your mind with the concepts of harmony, health, peace, and goodwill, and wonders will happen in your life. The duality of mind. You have only one mind, but it possesses two distinct and characteristic functional parts. These are called the objective and the subjective mind, or conscious and subconscious mind. The conscious and subconscious minds. You are planting seeds of thought in your subconscious mind all day long. Much of the time you are not even aware of doing so, because the seeds are based on your habitual thinking. As you sow in your subconscious mind, so shall you reap in your body and environment. Imagine your subconscious mind as a bed of rich soil that will help all kinds of seeds to sprout and flourish, whether good or bad. Begin now to sow thought of peace, happiness, right action, goodwill and prosperity. Think quietly and with conviction on these qualities. Accept them fully in your conscious reasoning mind. Continue planting these wonderful seeds and you will reap a glorious harvest. Once you begin to control your thought process, you can apply the powers of your subconscious to any problem or difficulty. You will actually be consciously cooperating with the infinite power and omnipotent law that governs all things. Vast majority of persons live in the world without. The enlightened ones live in the world within. They realize that the world within creates the world without. The world within is the only creative power. If you want to change the external conditions, you must change the cause. Most people try to change conditions and circumstances by working on them. This is terrible waste of time and effort. They forget to remove the cause, which is how they use their conscious mind, the thoughts and images you encourage in it. Change the cause, and you change the effect. It is that simple. Your subconscious is very sensitive to your conscious thoughts. Once a great stage artist was struck with stage fright. His throat choked just before the performance. Trembling, he said, "I can't sing. They will laugh at me. My career is finished." While going backstage, he stopped and shouted, "The little me is trying to strangle the big me within." He turned toward stage again and stood taller. "Get out of here. The bib MC wants to sing through me." He began to shout. Get out, the big me is going to sing." He sang majestically. The subconscious mind is reactive. It responds to the nature of your thoughts. When your conscious mind is full of fear, worry, and anxiety, the negative emotions these create in your subconscious mind are released. When this happens, you can speak affirmatively and with deep sense of authority to the irrational emotions generated in your deeper mind. You can say, "Be still. Be quiet. I am in control. You must obey me. You are subject to my command. You cannot intrude where you don't belong." You will be fascinated to see what happens when you speak authoritatively, and with conviction to the irrational movement of your deeper self. Your mind will be flooded with harmony and peace. Outstanding differences and modes of operation. The conscious mind is like the navigator or captain of the ship. He directs the ship. He is master of your body, your environment, and all your affairs. Your subconscious mind takes the orders you give it. It does not question the orders. If you say, "I can't afford that car, or that vacation," your mind will follow your orders and you will never get it. Never finish a negative statement. Reverse it immediately and wonders will happen in your life. Experience of a woman. I am 75 years old, a widow with grown family. I was living alone, on a small pension. My life seemed barren and hopeless. Then I decided to try your suggestions. I began to repeat frequently, with all the feeling I could muster, "I am wanted. I am loved. I am happily married to a kind, loving, and spiritual-minded man. I am secure and fulfilled." I kept doing this many times a day for about 2 weeks. One day at the corner of a drugstore, I was introduced to a retired pharmacist. I found him a perfect answer to my prayer. Within a week he proposed me. We are now happily married. Chapter 2: How Your Mind Works. Your subconscious mind is a seat of emotions. It is a creative mind. If you think good, good will follow. If you think evil, evil will follow. The most important point is, once the subconscious accepts an idea, it begins to execute it. It does not engage in judging you. The terms objective and subjective mind clarified. The objective mind is aware of the objective world. It is your guide and director in your contact with the environment. You gain knowledge through 5 senses. Your objective mind learns through observation, experience, and education. Its greatest function is reasoning. Your subjective mind perceives by intuition. It is the seat of emotions and the storehouse of memory. It performs its highest functions when your objective mind is not functioning, in a sleepy or drowsy state. Your subconscious mind has the capacity of clairvoyance and clairaudience. It can see and hear events that are taking place elsewhere. Through it you can read thoughts of others. In order to correct wrong impressions, repeatedly give subconscious mind constructive, harmonious thoughts. It then accepts them and new healthier habits are formed. Subconscious mind is a seat of habits. It is caused by habitual thinking, good or bad. The tremendous power of suggestion. Your conscious mind serves as a watchman at the gate, protecting subconscious mind from false impressions. Your subconscious mind is very sensitive to suggestions. It is a very powerful force. Different people react in different ways to the same suggestion because of their different subconscious conditioning beliefs. How autosuggestions banishes fear. Autosuggestion means suggesting something definite and specific to oneself. A singer overcame apprehension by using positive autosuggestions as follows. 3 times a day, she went alone into a quiet room. She sat down comfortably in an armchair, relaxed her body, and closed her eyes. She stilled her mind and body as best as she could. Physical inertia favors mental passivity and renders the mind more receptive to suggestion. To counteract the fear suggestion, she repeated to herself, "I sing beautifully. I am poised, serene, confident and calm." At each sitting she repeated this statement slowly, quietly, and with feeling 5 to 10 times. She had 3 sittings every day, and 1 immediately before going to sleep. After 1 week, she was completely poised and confident. How she restore her memory. Several times a day, she practiced induced positive autosuggestion. She said to herself, "From today onward, my memory is improving in every way. I will always remember whatever I need to know at every moment of time and point of space. The impressions I receive shall be clear and definite. I will retain them automatically and easily. Whatever I want to recall will immediately present itself in correct form in my mind. I am improving rapidly every day. Very soon my memory will be better than it has ever been before." How to overcome a nasty temper. From now on, I shall grow more good-humored. Joy, happiness and cheerfulness are now becoming my normal states of mind. Every day I am becoming more lovable and understanding. I will be a center of cheer and goodwill to all those around me, infecting them with my good spirits. This happy, joyous, and cheerful mood is now becoming my normal, natural state of mind. I am grateful. How a professor turned his life around. His life was topsy-turvy. He had lost health, wealth, and friends. Everything he touched turned out wrong. On my advice he practiced the following. Infinite intelligence leads and guides me in all my ways. Perfect health is mine, and the law of harmony operates in my mind and body. Beauty, love, peace, and abundance are mine. The principles of right action and divine order govern my entire life. I know my major premise is based on the eternal truths of life, and I know, feel, and believe that my subconscious mind responds according to the nature of my conscious mind's thinking. Your subconscious does not argue. Your subconscious mind is all-wise. It knows answers to your questions. However, it does not know that it knows. To realize your desires and overcome your frustration, affirm boldly several times a day. The infinite intelligence that gave me this desire leads, guides and reveals to me the perfect plan for unfolding that desire. I know the deeper wisdom of my subconscious is now responding, and what I feel and claim is expressed in the without. There is balance, equilibrium, and equanimity. Still the wheels of your mind. Relax. Let go. Quietly affirm. My subconscious knows the answer. It is responding to me now. I give thanks because I know the infinite intelligence of my subconscious knows all things and is revealing the perfect answer to me now. My real conviction is now setting free the majesty and glory of my subconscious mind. I rejoice that it is so. Choose to believe that something good can happen and is happening now. Never say I can't. Instead, say I can do all things through the power of my own subconscious mind. Chapter 3: The Miracle Working Power of Your Subconscious. Your subconscious mind never sleeps, never rests. You can discover the miracle working power of your subconscious by plainly stating to your subconscious prior to sleep that you want a specific thing accomplished. You will be amazed and delighted to discover that forces within you will be released that lead you to the result you wished for. Your subconscious mind can give you independence of time and space. It can make you free of all pain and suffering. There is a power and an intelligence within you that far transcends your intellect. The reason there is so much chaos and misery in the world is that so many people do not understand the interactions of the two minds. When these two principles are in accord, in concord, in peace, and synchronously together, you will have health, happiness, peace, and joy. There is no sickness or discord when the two work together harmoniously and peacefully. Motion and emotion must balance. As in heaven, your own mind, so on earth, your own body and environment. This is the great law of life. You will find throughout all nature the law of action and reaction, of rest and motion. The two must balance, then there will be harmony and equilibrium. The intake and outgo must be equal. All your frustration is due to unfulfilled desire. If you think negatively, destructively, and viciously, that must find an outlet. These get expressed as ulcers, heart trouble, tension, and anxieties. What is your idea or feeling about yourself now? Every part of your being expresses that idea. Your vitality, body, financial condition, friends, and social status represent a perfect reflection of the idea you have of yourself. We injure ourselves by the negative thoughts we entertain. How often have you wounded yourself by getting angry, fearful, jealous, or vengeful? These are poisons that enter your subconscious mind. The subconscious heals a malignancy of the skin. Over 40 years ago I developed a malignancy of skin. Finest doctors and most advanced treatment failed. One day, a clergyman helped me how subconscious could heal. I formulated a simple and direct prayer. My body and all its organs were created by the infinite intelligence in my subconscious mind. It knows how to heal me. Its wisdom fashioned all my organs, tissues, muscles, and bones. The infinite healing presence within me is now transforming every cell of my being, making me whole and perfect. I give thanks for the healing I know is taking place at this time. Wonderful are the works of the creative intelligence within me. I repeated this simple prayer aloud for about 5 minutes 2 or 3 times a day. After 3 months, my skin was whole and perfect. The malignancy had vanished. The doctors were baffled. Nothing appears on your body except when mental equivalent is first in your mind. As you change your mind by drenching it with incessant affirmatives, you change your body. This is the basis of all healing. Whether you are awake or asleep, the ceaseless, tireless action of your subconscious mind controls all vital functions of your body without any need for your conscious mind to intervene. If you were forced to operate your mind's functions with your conscious mind, you would certainly fail. You certainly do not know how to fly a plane, but you would not find it difficult to distract the pilot and cause a problem. In the same way, your conscious mind cannot operate your body, but it can get in the way of proper operation. Worry, anxiety, fear, and depression interfere with the normal functioning of the heart, lungs, stomach, and intestines. These produce stress-related diseases. When you feel physically and mentally disturbed, the best thing to do is to let go, relax, and still the wheels of your thought process. Speak to your subconscious mind. Tell it to take over in peace, harmony, and divine order. You will find that all functions of your body become normal again. Be sure to speak to your subconscious mind with authority and conviction. It will respond by carrying out your command. How to get your subconscious work for you? Just keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and make sure the thoughts you habitually think are based on things that are lovely, true, just and harmonious. The life principle flows through you according to the nature of your thoughts. Claim that the healing presence in your subconscious is flowing through you as harmony, health, peace, joy, and abundance. Think of it as a living intelligence, a lovely companion on the way. Firmly believe it is continually flowing through you, vivifying, inspiring, and prospering you. It will respond exactly this way. How to convey the idea of perfect health to your subconscious mind. A Methodist minister told me how he overcame an advanced case of lung cancer. The method he used was to convey the idea of perfect health to his subconscious mind. His prescription was as follows. Several times a day I would make certain that I was completely relaxed mentally and physically. I relaxed my body by speaking to it as follows. My feet are relaxed, my ankles are relaxed, my legs are relaxed, my abdominal muscles are relaxed, my heart and lungs are relaxed, my head is relaxed, my whole being is completely relaxed. After about 5 minutes I would find myself drifting into a sleepy, drowsy state. Then I affirmed the following truth. The perfection of God is now being expressed through me. The idea of perfect health is now filling my subconscious mind. The image God has of me is a perfect image, and my subconscious mind recreates my body in perfect accordance with the perfect image held in the mind of God. Another wonderful way to convey the idea of health to your subconscious mind is through disciplined or scientific imagination of the functioning of a healthy person. All frustration is due to unfulfilled desires. If you dwell on obstacles, delays, and difficulties, your subconscious mind responds accordingly, and you are blocking your own good. Keep your conscious mind busy with the expectation of the best, and your subconscious will faithfully reproduce your habitual thinking. Chapter 4, Mental Healing in Ancient Times. What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Reread the above passage and pay close attention to the difference in tenses. The verbs believe and receive are in the present, but the verb shall have is in the future. The inspired writer is telling us something of greatest importance by this seemingly minor difference in grammar of this sentence. If we believe and accept as true the fact that our desire has already been accomplished and fulfilled, that it is already completed, then its realization will follow as a thing in future. The prime condition Jesus insisted upon was faith. Over and over again you read in the Bible, "According to your faith is it done unto you." Chapter 5, Mental Healing in Modern Times. Prayer therapy is the combined function of the conscious and subconscious mind. Prayer therapy is the synchronized, harmonious, and intelligent function of the conscious and subconscious levels of the mind specifically directed for a definite purpose. You must know what you are doing and why you are doing. You must trust the law of healing. Meaning of absent treatment. A woman in Los Angeles learned that her mother in New York had suffered in coronary thrombosis. She could not go, but prayed as follows. The healing presence is right where my mother is. Her bodily condition is but a reflection of her thought life, like shadows cast on the screen. I know that in order to change the images on the screen I must change what they reflect. I now project in my own mind the images of wholeness, harmony, and perfect health for my mother. The infinite healing presence that created my mother's body and all her organs is now saturating every atom of her being, and a river of peace flows through every cell of her body. The doctors are divinely guided and directed, and whoever touches my mother is guided to do the right thing. I know that disease has no ultimate reality. If it had, no one could be healed. I now align myself with the infinite principle of love and life, and I know and decree that harmony, health, and peace are now being expressed in the mother's body. She prayed in this manner several times a day. After a few days, her mother had a remarkable recovery. Releasing the kinetic action of the subconscious mind. A psychologist friend of mine had cancerous cells in a vital organ. Oncologists suggested a painful and dangerous treatment. Before agreeing, my friend tried another approach. Every night before going to sleep, she quietly affirmed, "Every cell, nerve, tissue, and organ is now being made whole, pure, and perfect. My whole body is being restored to health and harmony." A complete healing followed in about a month's time. I asked her why she repeated her affirmation prior to sleep. She told me, "Once it is set in motion in a certain direction, the kinetic action of the subconscious mind continues throughout your sleep. That is why it is so critical to give the subconscious mind something beneficial to work on as you drop off into a slumber. I strongly suggest that you stop talking about your ailments or giving them a name, especially in hours leading up to sleep. Like the above-mentioned person, become a mental surgeon. Then your troubles will be cut off the way dead branches are pruned from a tree. On the other hand, if you are constantly naming your aches and symptoms and discussing them, you give them power over you. You inhibit the kinetic action that releases the healing power and energy of your subconscious mind. Chapter 6, Practical Techniques in Mental Healing. These techniques, skills, and methods must be learned. If you want your prayers to be answered, you must start with proper techniques and methods. Prayer is the formulation of an idea concerning something we wish to accomplish. Prayer is a soul's sincere desire. Your desire is your prayer. It comes out of your deepest needs, and it reveals the things you want in life. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. That is the real nature of prayer, the effective expression of life's hunger and thirst for peace, harmony, health and joy, and all the other blessings of life. The passing over technique for impregnating the subconscious. This technique consists of inducing the subconscious mind to take over your request as handed it by the conscious mind. This technique is best accomplished in a dreamlike state. Use it with complete simplicity and naivete. Your subconscious will accept your blueprint. All the experiences and everything that enters into your life depend upon the nature of the building blocks that you use in the construction of your mental home. If your blueprint is full of mental patterns of fear, worry, anxiety, or lack, and if you are despondent, doubtful, and cynical, then the quality of mental materials you are instilling in your mind will come forth as more toil, care, tension, anxiety, and limitation of all kinds. The most fundamental and the most far-reaching activity in life is that which you build into your mentality every waking hour. Your word is silent and invisible, nevertheless, it is real. You are building your mental home all the time, and your thoughts and mental imagery represent your blueprint. Get a new blueprint. Build silently by realizing peace, harmony and joy, and goodwill in the present moment. The secret and art of true prayer. Ask, and it shall be given you, seek, and ye shall find, knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Bible. You must ask believing, if you are to receive. Your prayer, which is your mental act, must be accepted as an image in your mind before the power of your subconscious will play upon it and make it productive. The contemplation should be accompanied by a feeling of joy and restfulness in foreseeing the certain accomplishment of your desire. The visualization technique. The easiest and most obvious way to formulate an idea is to visualize it, to see it in your mind's eye as vividly as if it were alive. I always use visualization technique before I speak to an audience. I quiet the wheels of my mind so that I may present to the subconscious mind my images of thought. Then I picture the entire auditorium. Its seats are filled with men and women who are illuminated and inspired by the infinite healing presence in each one. I see them as radiant, happy, and free. Having first built up the idea in my imagination, I quietly sustain it there as a mental picture while I imagine I hear people saying, I am healed, I feel wonderful, I am transformed. I keep this up for 10 minutes or more. I let myself know and feel that each person's mind and body are saturated with love, wholeness, beauty, and perfection. My awareness grows to the point where in my mind I can hear the voices of the multitude proclaiming their health and happiness. Then I release the whole picture and go on the platform. Mental movie method. As the old saying proclaims, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Act as though I am, and I will be. One area in which the mental movie method seems especially useful is in selling property. I suggest that you first satisfy yourself in your own mind that your price is right and fair to both you and the eventual buyer. After having done this, quiet your mind and relax, let go, and get into a drowsy, sleepy state that reduces all mental effort to a minimum. Now picture the check in your hands, rejoice in the check, give thanks for the check, and go off to sleep feeling the naturalness of the whole mental movie created in your mind. The Baudouin Technique. A very simple way of securing this is to condense the idea which is to be the object of suggestion, to sum it up in a brief phrase which can be readily graven on the memory, and to repeat it over and over again as a lullaby. A young widow was caught up in a prolonged and bitter family dispute. On my advice, She coined a phrase, "It is finished in divine order." To her, these words meant a harmonious conclusion of the dispute. Every night for 10 nights she sat in her armchair, systematically relaxed her body, and entered into a sleepy state. Then she affirmed slowly, quietly, and feelingly the statement, "It is finished in divine order," over and over again. She found herself achieving a sense of inner peace and all-pervading tranquility. Then she went off into her deep, normal sleep. On 11th day the suit was settled outside the court. The sleeping technique. When you enter into a sleepy, drowsy state, effort is reduced to a minimum. The conscious mind is submerged to a great extent. The highest degree of outcropping of the subconscious occurs just prior to sleep and just after we awaken. In this state, the negative thoughts, which tend to neutralize your desire and prevent acceptance by subconscious mind, are absent. Suppose you want to get rid of a destructive habit. Assume comfortable posture, relax body and be still. Get into a sleepy state, and say quietly, over and over as a lullaby, "I am completely free from this habit, harmony and peace of mind reign supreme." Repeat these words slowly, quietly, and lovingly for 5 to 10 minutes night and morning. Each time you repeat these words, the emotional value becomes greater. When urge comes to repeat the negative habit, repeat this formula out loud to yourself. By this means you induce the subconscious to accept the idea, and healing follows. The thank you technique. It is recommended that we make known our requests with praise and thanksgiving. Some extraordinary results follow this simple method of prayer. The thankful heart is always close to the creative forces of the universe, causing countless blessings to flow toward it by the law of reciprocal relationship. Based on the cosmic law of action and reaction. A young mother with 3 children was without a job and no support. Every night and morning for about 3 weeks, she repeated, "Thank you, Father, for my wealth." She did this in relaxed, peaceful manner and continued until the feeling of thankfulness dominated her mind. Her mind and heart were lifted to the point of acceptance. When thoughts of lack, poverty, and distress came into her mind, she would say again, "Thank you, Father," as often as necessary. Very soon she got a job in a company in which she had worked 5 years back. The affirmative method. In praying, use not vain repetition. The power of your affirmation lies in intelligent application of definite and specific positives. It is normal to be healthy and abnormal to be sick. When you affirm health, harmony and peace for yourself or another, and when you realize. When you affirm health, harmony, and peace for yourself and or another, you rearrange negative patterns of your subconscious mind. The result of the affirmative process depends on conforming to the principles of life. The principles are always of positive things. I prayed for my sister in England who was to be operated for removal of gallstones. Several times a day I withdrew all thoughts from contemplation of my sister's symptoms. Calmly, confidently. I affirmed as follows. This prayer is for my sister Catherine. She is relaxed and at peace, poised, balanced, serene, and calm. The healing intelligence of her subconscious mind that created her body is now transforming every cell, nerve, tissue, muscle, and bone of her being. According to the perfect pattern of all organs lodged in her subconscious mind. Silently, quietly, All distorted thought patterns of her subconscious mind are removed and dissolved. And vitality, wholeness, and beauty of the life principle are made manifest in every atom of her being. She is now open and receptive to the healing currents that are flowing through her like a river, restoring her to perfect health, harmony, and peace. All distortions and ugly images are now washed away by the infinite ocean of peace flowing through her, and it is so. At the end of 2 weeks, her X-ray was negative. The surgery was called off due to the remarkable recovery. The argumentative method. It consists of spiritual reasoning. You convince yourself and the patient that the sickness is due to false beliefs, groundless fears, and negative patterns lodged in the subconscious mind. The disease or ailment is due to distorted, twisted pattern of thought that has taken form in the body. You explain to the sick person that the basis of all healing is a change of belief. You also point out that the subconscious mind created the body and all its organs, therefore, it knows how to heal it, can heal it, and is doing so now. The absolute method is like modern ultrasound therapy. The person using this method mentions the name of the patient. Then she silently thinks of God and His qualities and attributes, such as God is all bliss, boundless love, infinite intelligence, all-powerful, boundless wisdom, absolute harmony, indescribable beauty, and perfection. As she quietly thinks along these lines, her subconscious is lifted into a new spiritual dimension. She feels the infinite ocean of God's love dissolving everything unlike itself in the mind and body of the patient for whom she is praying. She feels all the power and love of God are now focused on the patient. Whatever is bothersome or vexing is now completely neutralized in the presence of the infinite ocean of life and love. To the degree that we rise in consciousness by contemplating the qualities and attributes of God, we generate spiritual waves of harmony, health, and peace. Those on whom these waves are focused then resonate and respond. Many remarkable healings have been achieved by this technique. The decree method. Power goes into our world according to the feeling and faith behind it. When we realize the power that moves the world is moving on our behalf and is backing up our word, our confidence and assurance grow. There must be no mental striving, coercion, force, or mental wrestling. A young man was troubling a young woman through phone calls. Following her, she used this technique as follows. Several times a day, she put herself into a quiet state and repeatedly decreed as follows. I release, unto God. He is in His true place at all times. I am free, and He is free. I now decree that my words go forth into infinite mind and it brings it to pass. It is so. The man immediately disappeared from her life, never to be seen again. Chapter 7, The Tendency of the Subconscious is Lifeward. Over 90% of your mental life is subconscious. If we fail to make use of this marvelous power, you condemn yourself to live within very narrow limits. Your subconscious mind is in touch with infinite life and boundless wisdom, and its impulses and ideas are always lifeward. It speaks to you in intuitions, impulses, hunches, intimations, urges and ideas. Great artists, musicians, poets, speakers, and writers tune in with their subconscious powers and become animated and inspired. R.L. Stevenson, before he went to sleep, used to charge his subconscious with the task of evolving stories for him while he slept. He was accustomed to ask his subconscious to give him a good, marketable thriller whenever his bank account was low. He said that he got the story piece by piece, like a serial. Mark Twain confided many times that he never worked in his life. All humor and all his great writings were the result of his ability to tap the inexhaustible reservoir of his subconscious mind. A person cured himself from TB using the following affirmation: I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. He made this prayer the last utterance on his lips at night and first in the morning. He prayed for others as well, sending out thoughts of love and health. Chapter 8: How to Get the Results You Want. Not all prayers are answered. Everyone knows that. For prayer to work, it must be used effectively, with a clear understanding of its scientific basis. Principal reasons for failure of prayers are lack of confidence and too much effort. If you use subconscious mind negatively, it brings trouble, failure, and confusion. When you use it constructively, it brings guidance, freedom, and peace of mind. The right answer is inevitable when your thoughts positive, constructive, and loving. For prayer to succeed, get your subconscious to accept your idea or request. Do it with faith and confidence. Anytime you try to force your subconscious mind to do something for you, you will fail. Your failure to get results may also be a consequence of mentally making such statements as, "Things are getting worse. I will never get an answer. I see no way out. It is hopeless. I don't know what to do. I am all mixed up." Imagine you get into a taxi and give the driver half a dozen different directions. The driver would be hopelessly confused. Use imagination, not willpower. Working harder does not lead to better results. Use no willpower. Instead, visualize the end and the state of freedom it produces. You will find your intellect trying to get in the way, trying to find ways to solve the problem and impose those ways on the subconscious. Resist this. Persist in maintaining a simple, childlike, miracle-making faith. How disciplined imagination works wonders. A wonderful way to get response from your subconscious mind is through disciplined or scientific imagination. Whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. The 3 steps to success in prayer. 1. Acknowledge or admit the problem. 2. Turn the problem over to the subconscious mind, which alone knows the most effective solution or way out. 3. Rest with a sense of deep conviction that it is done. Doubt and hesitations only weaken your prayer. Do not say to yourself, "I wish I could be healed," or "I hope this works." Say to the condition and circumstance, "This too shall pass." When you may get opposite of what you pray for. When your desires and imaginations are in conflict, your imagination invariably gains the day. Suppose you have to walk on a narrow plank on ground, you will easily do it. But suppose the plank is 20 feet above ground, between 2 walls, then you won't. The reason is your desire to walk and your imagination come into conflict. The more effort you put into conquering your imagination or suppressing it, the greater strength is given to it. The thought "I will use my willpower to overcome my failure" reinforces the thought of failure, creating self-defeat. You have to take an examination of some kind. You have put in a lot of time studying and reviewing the material. You feel as if you know it well. But when you face the exam paper, you find your mind is blank. All your knowledge has suddenly deserted you. You grit your teeth and summon all the powers of your will, but the harder you try, the farther the knowledge seems to flee. Frustrated, you leave the examination room. The mental pressure eases. Suddenly the answers you were hunting for so desperately a few minutes ago flow tantalizingly back into your mind. The mistake was you forced yourself to remember. The conflict of desire and imagination must be resolved. To use force or willpower is to presuppose that there is opposition. But the act of imagining opposition creates opposition. If your attention is focused on the obstacles to obtaining your desire, it is no longer concentrating on the means to obtain the desire. In the Bible it is said, "If two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done to them of my Father which is in heaven." Who are these two? They stand for the harmonious union or agreement between your conscious and subconscious on any idea, desire, or mental image. You avoid all conflict between your desires and imagination by entering into a drowsy, sleepy state that brings all effort to a minimum. The conscious mind is submerged to a great extent when in a sleepy state. The best time to impregnate your subconscious is just prior to sleep. The highest degree of outcropping of the subconscious occurs just before going to sleep and just after waking up. Chapter 9: How to Use the Power of Your Subconscious for Wealth. If you are having financial difficulties, it means you have not convinced your subconscious mind that you will always have plenty and some to spare. Some people work a few hours a week and make fabulous amount of money. Do not believe that only way to become wealthy is by sweat and hard labor. Do the thing you love to do, and do it for the joy and the thrill of it. An executive told me that he went last year on a 9-month cruise. He said that he had succeeded in convincing his subconscious mind that he is worth that much money. He had people in his organization who earn 1/10 of his salary, know much more about the business than he does and could probably manage it better. However, they have no ambition and no creative ideas. Wealth is of the mind. Wealth is ultimately nothing more than a subconscious conviction on the part of the individual. You will not become a millionaire by saying, "I am a millionaire." You will grow into wealth consciousness by building into your mentality the idea of wealth and abundance. The ideal method for building a wealth consciousness. Repeat for about 5 minutes to yourself 3 to 4 times a day, wealth. Success. There is no conflict when you utter these words. Furthermore, the feeling of wealth will well up within you as you dwell on the idea of wealth. The feeling of wealth produces wealth. Keep this in mind at all times. Your subconscious mind is like a bank. It magnifies whatever you deposit or impress upon it, whether it is the idea of wealth or poverty. Choose wealth. Why your affirmations for wealth fail. Those who failed with their affirmations told me that they felt within that they were lying to themselves. Your affirmation succeeds best when it is specific and when it does not produce a mental conflict or argument. The dominant idea or belief is always accepted by the subconscious mind. How to avoid mental conflict. Make this practical statement frequently, particularly prior to sleep. By day and by night I am being prospered in all my interests. A salesperson affirmed, "My sales are improving every day." Don't sign blank checks. You do this by saying, "There is not enough to go around, there is shortage, I will lose the house because I can't meet the mortgage." Your subconscious mind accepts your fear and negative statement as your request and proceeds in its own way to bring obstacles, delays, lack, and limitation into your life. Your subconscious gives you compound interest. To him that hath the feeling of wealth, more wealth shall be added, to him that hath the feeling of lack, more lack will be added. Your subconscious mind multiplies and magnifies whatever you deposit in it. Every morning as you awaken, deposit thoughts of prosperity, success, wealth, and peace. Busy your mind with them as often as you can. Why nothing happened? You did not get result because you indulged in thoughts of fear 10 minutes later that neutralized the good that you affirmed. When you place a seed in ground, you do not dig it up again later in the day. You let it take root and grow. Suppose, you are about to say, "I will not be able to make the payment." Before you get further than "I will," stop the sentence. Change it into a constructive one such as, "I will be prospered in all my ways." The source of wealth. Your subconscious mind is never short of ideas. Your wealth does not depend on the market condition, bonds, stocks, money in the bank. It depends on your subconscious perception. Real cause of lack of wealth. Those who are jealous or envious of successful, wealthy persons will always have lack of wealth. Instead, compliment, celebrate others' success. Say, "Isn't it wonderful? I rejoice in that man's prosperity. I wish for him greater and greater wealth." Stop worrying and criticizing someone you think is making money dishonestly. Sleep and grow rich. As you go to sleep at night, repeat the word wealth quietly, easily, and feelingly. Do this over and over again like a lullaby. Lull yourself to sleep with this word wealth. Wealth should flow to you in avalanches and abundance. Chapter 10, Your Right to be Rich. You have a fundamental right to be rich and have abundant life and be happy, radiant and free. You are here to grow, expand, and unfold spiritually, mentally, and materially. Make friends with money. Then you will always have all you need and more. Don't feel ashamed or doubtful for this desire. At the deepest level, it is a desire for a fuller, happier, more wonderful life. It is a cosmic urge. It is not only good, but very good. Money and a balanced life. If you want only money and nothing else matters, you may get it, but at what cost? You must also satisfy the hunger for peace of mind, harmony, love, joy, and perfect health. No one on his deathbed wishes he had spent more time making money. You can earn millions of dollars and still have peace of mind, harmony, perfect health. There is no virtue in poverty. It is an illness like any other mental illness. Remember that you lose what you condemn. You cannot attract what you criticize. Getting the right attitude toward money. Here is a simple technique you may use to multiply money in your experience. Use the following statement several times a day. I like money. I love it. I use it wisely, constructively, and judiciously. Money is constantly circulating in my life. I release it with joy, and it returns to me multiplied in a wonderful way. It is good and very good. Money flows to me in avalanches and abundance. I use it for good only, and I am grateful for my good and for the riches of my mind. A man had a fondest dream to become a physician. He was doing brilliantly in studies, but had no money to pay for medical school. To support himself, he cleaned doctors' offices, including dusting and polishing framed diplomas hanging on the walls. Every night, before sleep, he visualized a medical diploma with his name in big, bold letters. He continued doing that for 4 months. Then a doctor asked whether he would like to be his assistant. He paid for his training program where he learned variety of medical skills. He was so impressed with his brilliance and determination that he later helped him through a medical school. Today, he is a prominent doctor in Canada. An age-old law says, having clearly seen the end, you have willed the means to the realization of the end. Why some people do not get a raise in pay. By seeing yourself in mental opposition to your employer, you are subconsciously severing your ties with that organization. Protect your investments. If you are seeking guidance regarding investments, or if you are worried about your stocks and bonds, quietly claim, Infinite Intelligence governs and watches over all my financial transactions. Whatever I do shall prosper. If you do this frequently, with perfect faith and confidence, you will find that you will be guided to make wise investments. You will be protected from loss. Your constant supply of money. Accept the abundant life in your own mind. Your mental acceptance and expectancy of wealth has its own mathematics and expression. As you enter into the mood of opulence, all things necessary for the abundant life will come to pass. Let this be your daily affirmation. Write it down in your heart. I am one with the infinite riches of my subconscious mind. It is my right to be rich, happy, and successful. Money flows to me freely, copiously, and endlessly. I am forever conscious of my true worth. I give my talents freely, and I am wonderfully blessed financially. It is wonderful. Chapter 11. Your subconscious mind as a partner in success. The true inner meaning of success is to be successful at the enterprise of living. A long period of peace, joy, and happiness on this plane may be termed as success. The real things of life, such as peace, harmony, integrity, security, and happiness are intangible. They come from the deep self of human beings. Meditating on these qualities builds these treasures of heaven in our subconscious. That is true place where moth and rust do not consume, and where thieves do not break through and steal. The 3 steps to success. The vital first step to success is to find out the thing you love to do, then do it. Unless you love your work, you cannot possibly consider yourself successful at it. Loving your work, you have a deep desire to carry it out. But what if you don't know what you want to do? In that case, pray for guidance in this way. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true place in life. Repeat this prayer quietly, positively, and lovingly to your deeper mind. As you persist with faith and confidence, the answer will come to you as a feeling, a hunch, or a tendency in a certain direction. It will come to you clearly and in peace, and as an inner silent awareness. The second step is to specialize in some particular branch of work and strive to excel in it. You should desire to serve the world with it. People's motives must be greater, nobler, and more altruistic. They must serve others, thereby casting their bread upon the waters. The third step is the most important one. You must be sure that the thing that you want to do does not contribute only to your own success. Your desire must not be selfish. It must benefit the humanity. The path of complete circuit must be formed. In other words, your idea must go forth with the purpose of blessing or serving the world. It will then come back to you magnified, and full of blessings. There is no success without peace of mind. If you are about God's business, or any part of it, God, by His nature, is for you, so who can be against you? A boy of 16 turns failure into success. 16-year-old Todd told me, "I am failing in everything. I don't know why. I guess I am just stupid. Maybe I'd better drop out of school before they flunk me out." I discovered that the only thing wrong with Todd was his attitude. He felt indifferent toward his studies and resentful toward some of his teachers and fellow students. I taught him how to use his subconscious mind to succeed in his studies. He began to affirm certain truths several times a day, particularly at night just prior to sleep and first thing in the morning after awakening. He affirmed as follows: "I realize that my subconscious mind is a storehouse of memory. It retains everything I read and hear from my teachers. I have a perfect memory at my disposal, if I choose to use it. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind constantly reveals to me everything I need to know on all my examinations, whether written or oral. I radiate love and goodwill to all my teachers and fellow students. I sincerely wish for them success in all good things." Todd is now enjoying a greater freedom than he has ever known. He is now receiving all A's. He constantly imagines the teachers and his parents congratulating him on his success in his studies. How to become successful in buying and selling. The first step in conveying your desire, idea, or image to the deeper mind is to relax, get still, and be quiet. The second step is to begin to imagine the reality of the end you desire. For buying home, you may affirm as follows: "The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind is all-wise. It reveals to me now the ideal home that meets all my requirements and that I can afford. I am now turning this request to my subconscious mind. I know it responds according to the nature of my request. I release the request with absolute faith and confidence in the same way that a farmer deposits a seed in the ground, trusting implicitly in the laws of growth." If you want to sell your house, you can affirm as follows: "Infinite intelligence attracts to me the buyer for this home who wants it and who prospers in it. This buyer is being sent to me by the creative intelligence of my subconscious mind, which makes no mistakes. I know the buyer is right, the time is right, and the price is right. Everything about it is right. The deeper currents of my subconscious mind are now in operation, bringing both of us together in divine order. I know that it is so." Remember always that what you are seeking is also seeking you. A success technique employed by many outstanding executives. They use the abstract term success over and over many times a day until they reach a conviction that it is theirs. Repeat this word with faith and conviction. Believe you were born to succeed, and wonders will happen as you pray. Chapter 12, How Scientists Use Subconscious Mind. Marconi, Einstein, and many others have used the subconscious mind to give them the insight and the know-how to bring about their great achievements. A celebrated chemist, Friedrich von Strandonitz was struggling for a long time to understand the chemical structure of benzene. Unable to solve the riddle, tired and exhausted, Strandonitz turned the matter over completely to his subconscious mind. Shortly afterward, as he was about to board a bus, his mind had a sudden flash in which he saw the image of a snake biting its own tail and turning around like a pinwheel, which led to the famous benzene ring. Nikola Tesla, whenever had an idea for a new invention, would build it up in imagination, then turn it over to the subconscious mind. In an interview he said, "Invariably, my device works as I imagined it should. In 20 years there has not been a single exception." In 1920s, Dr. Frederick Banting, a brilliant Canadian physician and researcher, was struggling to find a cure for diabetes. He spent considerable time on it without success. One night, exhausted, he fell asleep. During sleep, his subconscious mind instructed him to extract the residue from degenerated pancreatic duct of dogs. This led to the development of insulin, which has helped countless millions of people since then. How to receive guidance from your subconscious. When you have to make what you think is a difficult decision, or when you fail to see a solution to your problem, begin at once to think constructively about it. If you are fearful and worried, you are not really thinking. True thinking is free from fear. Here are the steps of a simple technique. Quiet the mind and still the body. Mobilize your attention, focus your thought on the solution to the problem. Try to solve it with your conscious mind. Think how happy you would be about the perfect solution. Sense the feeling you would have if perfect answer were yours now. Let your mind play with this mood of happiness and contentment in a relaxed way, then drop off to sleep. When you awaken, if you do not have an answer, get busy with something else. While you are preoccupied with something else, it is possible that answer will pop up into your mind. I used this technique to find a lost ring by praying, "You know all things. You know where that ring is, and you now reveal to me where it is." In the morning, I woke up with a message, "Ask Robert." The only such person was 9-year-old son of a neighbor. It seemed illogical to ask him, but I followed my intuition, and he actually had found the ring. Hugo was a young man whose father died suddenly. His will could not be found, although they knew that he had made the will. He talked to his deeper mind before going to sleep, saying, "I now turn this request over to the subconscious mind. It knows where my father's will is and it reveals it to me." Then he condensed it to one-word answer. He repeated it over and over again and slept. The next morning, he woke up with a tremendous urge to go to a certain bank. The bank confirmed that his father had a safe deposit vault. When opened, the will was found. In seeking guidance, you simply think quietly about right action. The secret of guidance. You can't possibly fail or make one false step while operating under the subjective wisdom within you. You will find that all your ways are pleasantness and all your paths are peace. You delay the answer by thinking that it will take a long time or that it is a major problem. Your subconscious has no problem, it knows only the answer. Chapter 13, Your Subconscious and the Wonders of Sleep. We sleep about 8 hours a day, almost 1/3 of entire life. Although the physical body rests during sleep, the subconscious mind and the vital body organs are still working. The healing takes place more rapidly because there is no interference from the conscious mind. Prayer, a form of sleep. Throughout the day, your conscious mind gets involved with vexations, strife, and contentions. It needs to periodically withdraw from the sense evidence and commune silently with the inner wisdom of your subconscious mind. By claiming guidance, strength, and greater intelligence. In all phases of your life, you will be enabled to overcome all difficulties, and the noise and the confusion of everyday life is also a form of sleep. Startling effects of sleep deprivation. Lack of sleep can cause you to become irritable, moody, and depressed. All human beings need minimum 6 hours of sleep to be healthy. Most people need even more. Remember, you are spiritually recharged during sleep. Adequate sleep is essential to produce joy and vitality in life. Sleep brings counsel. When you cannot decide the best option for you, you can pray as follows. The creative intelligence of my subconscious mind knows what is best for me. Its tendency is lifeward, and it reveals to me the right decision, which blesses me and all concerned. I give thanks for the answer that I know will come to me. The wisdom of your subconscious mind can instruct you and protect you, if you pray for right action as you go to sleep. Infinite intelligence within me knows all things. The right decision is revealed to me in divine order. I will recognize when it comes. Your future is in your subconscious mind. Remember that because your future is the result of your habitual thinking, it is already in your mind unless you change it through your prayer. In the same way, the future of a country is in the collective subconscious of the people of that nation. How the subconscious worked for a famous writer while he slept. The famous writer R.L. Stevenson was a vivid dreamer. He would request his subconscious to evolve stories for him while he slept. If his bank account was low, he would pray, "Give me good thrilling novel that will be marketable and profitable." Sleep in peace and wake in joy. If you suffer from insomnia, following prayer will be effective. Repeat slowly, quietly, and lovingly prior to sleep. My toes are relaxed, my ankles are relaxed, my abdominal muscles are relaxed. My heart and lungs are relaxed, my hands and arms are relaxed, my neck is relaxed, my brain is relaxed, my eyes are relaxed, my whole mind and body are relaxed. I fully and freely forgive everyone, and I sincerely wish for them harmony, health, peace, and all the blessings of life. I am at peace, I am poised, serene, and calm. I rest in security and peace. A great stillness steals over me, and a great calm quiets my whole being as I realize the divine presence within me. I know that the realization of life and love heals me. I wrap myself in the mantle of love and fall asleep filled with goodwill for all. Throughout the night peace remains with me, and in the morning I shall be filled with life and love. Love is drawn around me. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. I sleep in peace, I wake in joy, and in him I live, move, and have my being. Chapter 14, Your Subconscious Mind and Marital Problems. By praying together they stay together. To be genuine, a marriage must begin on a sound spiritual basis. Honesty, sincerity, kindness, and integrity are all aspects of love. How to attract the ideal husband. Following is an excellent technique. Sit down at night in your armchair, close your eyes, let go, relax the body, become very quiet, passive, and receptive. Talk to your subconscious mind and say to it, I am now attracting a man into my experience who is honest, sincere, loyal, faithful, peaceful, happy, and prosperous. These qualities that I admire are sinking down into my subconscious mind now. As I dwell upon these characteristics, they become a part of me and are embodied subconsciously. I know there is an irresistible law of attraction and that I attract to me a man according to my subconscious belief. I attract that which I feel to be true in my subconscious mind. I know I can contribute to his peace and happiness. He loves my ideals, and I love his ideals. He does not want to make me over, neither do I want to make him over. There is mutual love and respect. How to attract the ideal wife. I now attract the right woman who is in complete accord with me. This is a spiritual union because it is divine love functioning through the personality of someone with whom I blend perfectly. I know I can give this woman love, light, peace, and joy. I feel and believe I can make this woman's life full, complete, and wonderful. I now decree that she possesses the following qualities and attributes: she is spiritual, loyal, faithful, and true. She is harmonious, peaceful and happy. We are irresistibly attracted to each other. Only that belongs to love, truth, and beauty can enter my experience. I accept my ideal companion now. The nagging wife. A wife nags because she does not get attention. Wives and husbands must be on their guard not to be scavengers, always looking for petty faults or errors in each other. Let each give attention and praise for the constructive and wonderful qualities in each other. The great mistake. It is a great mistake to discuss your marital problems of difficulties with neighbors and relatives. They will usually give the wrong advice. It is usually biased and prejudiced because it is not given in an impersonal way. Don't try to remake your partner. Husbands and wives must not try to make their partners over into a second edition of themselves. Attempting to alter someone destroys the pride and self-esteem and arouses spirit of contrariness and resentment that can prove fatal to the marriage bond. You will have to learn the hard way that there is no one to change but yourself. Pray together and stay together through steps in prayer. The first step: never carry over from one day to another accumulated irritations arising from little disappointments. Be sure to forgive each other for any sharpness before you retire at night. The moment you awaken in the morning, send out loving thoughts of peace, harmony, and love to your marriage partner, to all members of the family, and to the whole world. The second step: say grace at breakfast. Give thanks for the wonderful food, and for your abundance, and for your blessings. Make sure that no problems, worries, or arguments shall enter into the table conversation. Same applies at dinner time. Say to your wife/husband, "I appreciate all you are doing," and radiate love and goodwill to you all day long. The third step: the husband and wife should alternate in praying each night. Chapter 15: Your Subconscious Mind and Your Happiness. William James, father of American psychology, said that the greatest discovery of the 19th century was the power of subconscious touched by faith. True and lasting happiness will come into your life the day you get a clear realization that you can overcome any weakness, the day you realize that your subconscious can solve your problems. Heal your body, and prosper you beyond your fondest dream. When you trust in the Lord, the power and wisdom of your subconscious mind, to lead, guide, govern, and direct all your ways, you will become poised, serene, and relaxed. As you radiate love, peace, and goodwill to all, you are really building a superstructure of happiness for all the days of your life. You must choose happiness. You have freedom to choose happiness. The great things in life are simple, dynamic, and creative. They produce well-being and happiness. How to choose happiness. When you open your eyes in the morning, say to yourself, "Divine order takes charge of my life today and every day. All things work together for good for me today. This is a new and wonderful day for me. There will never be another day like this one. I am divinely guided all day long, and whatever I do will prosper. Divine love surrounds me, enfolds me, envelops me, and I go forth in peace. Whenever my attention wanders away from that which is good and constructive, I will immediately bring it back to the contemplation of that which is lovely, and of good report. I am a spiritual and mental magnet attracting to myself all things that bless and prosper me. I am going to be a wonderful success in all my undertakings today. I am definitely going to be happy all day long. I met a framer who seemed to be always singing and whistling and was of good humor. His secret of happiness: every morning when I awaken and every night before I go to sleep, I bless my family, the crops, the cattle, and I thank God for the wonderful harvest. Why choose unhappiness? Many people choose unhappiness without realizing that they are doing so. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman philosopher and sage, said, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." Philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "A man is what he thinks all day long." The thoughts you habitually entertain have a tendency to actualize. A general manager of a company was very unhappy and dejected over the way his business was going. His heart was filled with resentment towards vice president and president. This is how he solved the problem: by praying first thing in the morning. He quietly affirmed as follows: "All those working in our corporation are honest, sincere, cooperative, faithful, and full of goodwill to all. They are mental and spiritual links in the chain of this corporation's growth, welfare, and prosperity. I radiate love, peace, and goodwill in my thoughts, words, and deeds to my two associates and to all those in the company. The president and vice president of our company are divinely guided in all their undertakings. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind makes all decisions through me. There is only right action in all our business transactions and in relationship with each other. I send the messages of peace, love, and goodwill before me to the office. Peace and harmony reign supreme in the minds and hearts of all those in the company, including myself. I now go forth into a new day, full of faith, confidence, and trust." He slowly repeated this 3 times in the morning. When fearful or angry thoughts came into his mind during the day, he would say to himself, "Peace, harmony, and poise govern my mind at all times." The happiest people. Happiness and virtue complement each other. Not only are the best the happiest, but the happiest are usually the best in the art of living life successfully. God is the highest and best in you. Express more of God's love, light, truth, and beauty, and you will become one of the happiest persons in the world today. Chapter 16: Your Subconscious Mind and Harmonious Human Relations. As you would want people to think about you, think you about them in like manner. As you would want people to feel about you, feel you also about them in like manner. As you would want people to act toward you, act you toward them in like manner. Negative thoughts are like poison, they destroy you. The master key to happy relationships with others. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. Your subconscious mind is neither compassionate nor vindictive. The way you think, feel, and act toward other returns last upon yourself. The daily headlines made him sick. It makes no difference if all other people were wrong and you alone were right. If the news disturbs you, it is your evil because your negative emotions robbed you of peace and harmony. In order to get rid of the resentment about criticism and gossip about you, the following prayer helps. I think, speak, and act lovingly, quietly, and peacefully. I now radiate love, peace, tolerance, and kindness to all those who criticized me and gossiped about me. I anchor my thoughts on peace, harmony, and goodwill to all. Whenever I am about to react negatively, I say firmly to myself, I think, speak, and act from the standpoint of harmony, health, and peace within myself. Creative intelligence leads, rules, and guides. A salesman was not getting promotion and he was very angry with his sales manager. After talking to me, he realized that his inner speech was highly destructive. The intensity and force of his silent thoughts and emotions, the mental condemnation and vilification of the sales manager that he rehearsed entered into his subconscious mind, creating other personal, physical, and emotional disorders. At my urging, Jim began to pray frequently as flows. I am the only thinker in my universe. I am responsible for what I think about my boss. My sales manager is not responsible for the way I think about him. I refuse to give power to any person, place, or thing to annoy or to disturb me. I wish health, success, peace of mind, and happiness for my boss. I sincerely wish him well, and know he is divinely guided in all his ways. He repeated this prayer out loud slowly, quietly, and feelingly. I also taught him to practice visualization or mental imagery prior to sleep. He imagined his superior congratulating him for his fine work, enthusiasm, and wonderful response from his customers. Becoming emotionally mature. What someone else says cannot really annoy or irritate you unless you permit it to disturb you. Responding in kind means to descend to the level of belittling criticism and to become one with the negative atmosphere of the other. Identify yourself with your own aim in life. Do not permit any person, place, or thing to deflect you from your inner sense of peace, tranquility, and radiant health. The meaning of love in harmonious human relations. Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis, said that unless the personality has love, it sickens and dies. Love includes understanding, goodwill, and respect for the divinity in the other person. The more love and goodwill you emanate and exude, the more comes back to you. If you puncture someone else's ego and wound her self-esteem, you cannot gain her goodwill. Recognize that everyone wants to be loved and appreciated. Everyone needs to feel important in the world. She hated her audiences. Mary wanted to be an actress. The first time she performed on stage, she was booed by the audience. She hated the audience after that and could not follow her dream. After attending a lecture, she realized that the fault lied with her and not the audience. She decided to come back to stage and started praying sincerely for the audience and herself. She poured out love and goodwill every night before stepping onto the stage. She made it a habit to claim that the peace of God filled the hearts of all present and that all present were lifted up and inspired. During each performance she sent out love vibrations to her audience. She became very successful thereafter. Handling difficult people. The difficult people are twisted and distorted mentally. They are malconditioned. They are sick psychologically. Their minds have become deformed and distorted. Perhaps because of experiences they have had in the past. What do you do when you have to deal with them? The temptation is to turn their negative energy back on them in the form of dislike. But to do that, you first have to take the negative energy into yourself, with all the bad effects. Strive instead to return good for evil. This creates an armor that keeps their difficult and unpleasant attitudes from affecting you, and your transmission of compassion and understanding will set in motion the process of changing them. Appeasement never wins. Do not permit people to take advantage of you and gain their point by temper tantrums, crying jags, or other forms of emotional blackmail. These people are dictators who try to enslave you and make you do their bidding. Be firm but kind, and refuse to yield. Appeasement never wins. Refuse to contribute to their delinquency, selfishness, and possessiveness. Remember, do that which is right. Give no one in the world the power to deflect you from your goal, your aim in life. Know definitely and absolutely that whatever contributes to your peace, happiness, and fulfillment must of necessity bless all people who walk on earth. Chapter 17, How to Use Your Subconscious Mind for Forgiveness. Life plays no favorites. God is life. God loves to express Himself through you as harmony, peace, beauty, joy, and abundance. God has nothing to do with the unhappy or chaotic conditions of the world. All these conditions are brought about by negative and destructive thinking of our species. Life always forgives you. The life principle holds bottomless fund of forgiveness for you. It forgives you when you cut your finger and sets about immediately to repair it. If you contract an infection, life forgives you and sets about annihilating the invader. If you burn your hand, the life principle reduces the edema and congestion and gives you new skin, tissue, and cells. Life holds no grudges against you. It is always forgiving you. Life brings you back to health, vitality, harmony, and peace, if you cooperate by thinking in harmony with nature. Forgiveness is necessary for healing. Forgiveness of others is essential to mental peace and radiant health. You must forgive everyone who has ever hurt you if you want perfect health and happiness. Forgive yourself by getting your thoughts in harmony with the divine law and order. You cannot forgive yourself completely until you have forgiven others first. Resentment, condemnation, remorse, and hostility are behind a host of maladies. The stress due to these affects the immune system. Forgiveness is love in action. The essential ingredient in the art of forgiveness is the willingness to forgive. We can love people without liking them. Love means that you wish for the other health, happiness, peace, joy, and all blessings of life. There is only one prerequisite, and that is sincerity. You are not magnanimous when you forgive, you are really being selfish, because what you wish for the other, you are actually wishing for yourself. Techniques for forgiveness. Here is a simple but effective method for forgiveness. Quiet your mind, relax and let go. Think of God and His love for you, and then affirm. I fully and freely forgive. Think of the name of the offender. I release him, her, mentally and spiritually. I completely forgive everything connected with the matter in question. I am free, and he, she, is free. It is a marvelous feeling. This is my day of general amnesty. I release anybody and everybody who has ever hurt me, and I wish for each and every one health, happiness, peace, and all the blessings of life. I do this freely, joyously, and lovingly. Whenever I think of the person or persons who hurt me, I say, I have released you, and all the blessings of life are yours. I am free and they are free. It is wonderful. The great secret of true forgiveness is that once you have forgiven the person, it is unnecessary to repeat the prayer. Whenever the person comes to your mind, or the particular hurt happens to enter your mind, wish the delinquent well, and say, "Peace be unto you." Do this as often the thought enters your mind. You will find that after a few days the thought of the person or experience will return less and less often, until it fades into insignificance. The acid test for forgiveness. If you had a painful dental procedure last year and you tell me about it now. If I ask whether you are in pain from it right now, you would say, "Of course not. I remember the pain, but I don't feel it any longer." If you have truly forgiven someone, you will remember the incident, but you will no longer feel the sting or hurt from it. This is the acid test of forgiveness. Chapter 18, How Your Subconscious Removes Mental Blocks. What can you do if you are faced with a difficult situation and you cannot see your way clear? The solution lies within the problem. The infinite intelligence knows all. It has the answer and is revealing it to you now. But you must listen. You must follow the urgings of your subconscious mind with perfect confidence. Rest assured that such an attitude will bring order, peace, and meaning to all your undertakings. How to break or build a habit. We are all creatures of habit, which is a function of subconscious mind. We learn to ride a bicycle, swim, dance, and drive a car by consciously doing things over and over again. If we create our own habits, we are free to choose good habits or bad habits. If we are conditioned negatively, we can also be conditioned positively. Hence, we have a power to create or change a habit. There is no obstacle in this than our own thought. No great effort or coercion is required. Begin by relaxing body and getting into a drowsy, meditative state. Then fill your mind with the picture of the desired end. Imagine close relatives/friends complimenting you and becoming happy to see the change. Regularly, systematically, sit down and meditate in this way. When attention wanders, bring back the picture of smiling relative/friend. It is a gradual process. There is no jinx. When you face a series of setbacks, you tend to believe that your life is jinxed. However, the trouble is in your own mind. The cure is to change the mental attitude. Meditate in the following manner. I realize I am one with the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind, which knows no obstacle, difficulty, or delay. I live in the joyous expectancy of the best. My deeper mind responds to my thoughts. I know that the work of the infinite power of my subconscious cannot be hindered. Infinite intelligence always finishes successfully whatever it begins. Creative wisdom works through me, bringing all my plans and purposes to completion. Whatever I start, I bring to a successful conclusion. My aim in life is to give wonderful service, and all those whom I contact are blessed by what I have to offer. All my work comes to full fruition in divine order. Pray like this every morning, before sleep, and before any major event. How much do you want what you want? A young man asked Socrates how he could get wisdom. He took the man to a river, shoved the man's head under water. He held until the man struggled for air. After regaining composure, the man was asked, "What did you desire most when your head was under water?" "I wanted air," was the reply. Socrates nodded slowly. "When you want wisdom as much as you wanted air when you were immersed in water," he said, "you will receive it." In the same way, when you have an intense, sincere desire to overcome a certain block in your life, you come to a clear-cut decision that there is a way out. You confidently decide that that is the course of action you wish to follow. Then victory and triumph are assured. If you really want peace of mind and inner calm, you will get it. Your aim is peace, health, inspiration, harmony, and abundance. Feel a river of peace flowing through you now. Your thought is the immaterial and invisible power, and you choose to let it bless, inspire, and give you peace. A prayer for removing a bad habit. My mind is full of peace, poise, balance, and equilibrium. The infinite lies stretched in smiling repose within me. I am not afraid of anything in the past, the present, or the future. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind leads, guides, and directs me in all ways. Now I meet every situation with faith, poise, calmness, and confidence. I am now completely free from the bad habit. My mind is full of inner peace, freedom, and joy. I forgive myself, then I am forgiven. Peace, sobriety, and confidence reign supreme in my mind. Speak the above statements loud, slowly, lovingly, and meaningfully. If you have a keen desire to free yourself from any destructive habit, you are already 51% healed. When your desire to give up the bad habit is greater than your need to continue it, you will be amazed to discover that complete freedom is but a step away. 3 Magic Steps. The first step: get still, quiet the wheels of mind. Enter into a sleepy, drowsy state. The second step: take a brief phrase that can be graven readily on the memory and repeat it over and over like a lullaby. Use the phrase "sobriety and peace of mind are mine now, and I give thanks." To prevent mind from wandering, repeat it aloud. Do this for 5 times or more. You will find deep emotional response. The third step: just before going to sleep, imagine a friend or loved one with you. Your eyes are closed, you are relaxed and at peace. The loved one is saying to you, "Congratulations." You see the smile, you hear the voice. You mentally touch the hand, all is real and vivid. The word congratulations implies complete freedom. Hear it over and over again. Chapter 19: How to use your subconscious mind to remove fear. A person was panic-stricken at the thought of speaking before 1,000 people, many of whom were influential in his field. He overcame his fear this way. For several nights he sat calmly in an armchair for about 5 minutes. He said to himself slowly, quietly, and positively, I am going to master this fear. I am overcoming it now. I speak with poise and confidence. I am relaxed and at ease. He was successful in delivering the speech. People's greatest enemy is fear. It is behind failure, sickness, and poor human relations. Do the thing you fear. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, do the thing you are afraid to do, and the death of fear is certain. I often get complaints from students about suggestive amnesia during examinations. They say, I know the material cold before the exam, and remember all the answers after the exam. But when I'm in the classroom staring down at a blank exam booklet, my mind goes totally blank. These students are most attentive to the idea of failure. The subconscious that brings it to reality. A brilliant medical student also faced similar problem in written and oral exams. This is how she overcame the problem. Every night and morning, she began to imagine her parents congratulating her on her wonderful record. She would hold an imaginary letter from them in the hand. As she began to contemplate this happy result, she called forth a corresponding reciprocal response in herself. After following this procedure, she had no trouble passing her subsequent exams. Fear of water. When I was young, I fell accidentally in a swimming pool. I didn't know swimming, and was saved from drowning by a boy. But the trauma created fear of water. A psychologist suggested to me to go to the swimming pool and look at water and know that it is just a chemical compound. It has no will, no awareness. But I had both. Once you understand that it is passive, he suggested me to say out loud in a strong voice, I am going to master you. By the powers of mind, I will dominate you. Then he asked me to take swimming lessons. If you are afraid of swimming, begin now to sit still for 5 to 10 minutes 3 to 4 times a day. Put yourself into a deep state of relaxation. Now imagine you are swimming. You feel the brisk coolness of the water and the movement of your arms and legs. It is a real, vivid, joyous activity of the mind. Normal and abnormal fear. Normal fear is good. It protects you. All other fears are abnormal. They are passed on by parents, relatives, teachers and others. I sought the Lord, and He heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. Chapter 20, How to Stay in Spirit Forever. Your subconscious mind never grows old. Fatigue or old age does not have an impact on any spiritual quality or power. Patience, kindness, veracity, humility, goodwill, peace, harmony are attributes and qualities that never grow old. Some of them even achieve their greatness for the first time in old age. Get out of your head once and for all that 65, 75, or 85 years of age is synonymous with the end for you or somebody else. It can be beginning of a glorious, fruitful, active and most productive life pattern, better than you have ever experienced. Believe this, expect it, and your subconscious will bring it to pass. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "We do not count a man's years until there is nothing else to count." Your gray hair is an asset. Don't walk away from an opportunity while thinking, I am too old to take this on. Thank you for tuning in to this summary of the power of your subconscious mind. I hope that this video has given you a glimpse into the amazing potential of your own mind and how it can shape your reality. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more audiobook summaries. Until next time, keep harnessing the power of your subconscious mind to create the life you desire.